Hi there, this is Abhishek, and in this video I will talk about the apply function, which is commonly used in R for doing the data aggregation. Before I go ahead and show you the different ways of applying aggregation function within apply to aggregate your data set, let me tell you a little bit about the data set of. So the data set that we want to have it here is the bird data set, which is here. So let me just take or write the bird over here, and it is nothing but showing some data which is captured for different types of birds, and we want to put or use the apply function for doing the data aggregation on these different rows or columns which are mentioned over here. So I'll just hide this to reduce the distraction. Maybe minimize this. So we'll go ahead and use the apply function to do the data aggregation. So the first thing we want to do is, let's say we want to take a sum by column, just for the sake of interest, nothing to do with the meaningful statistics, but to show you how it can choose the sum by looping over different columns. So apply, and the first argument is the name of the data set, which is bird. Margin says 1 for rows and 2 means column. So we need to take a sum by column. So we'll take 2, and then we'll go ahead and enter the function, which is sum, and we should be good. So right now, since we have specified 2, it has given us the sum by each column. So you can see you don't have to specify like any other program like spreadsheet or other tools where you need to go for each column and take write a sum to get the aggregation out of it. So even if you have 200 different columns, just apply this simple command and you can get it. Now let's get it the same thing for, or the same sum for rows. So we'll just specify 1 and we will enter it, and this time it is giving us the sum. So first one is for blackbird, then is second, third and fourth, all of these rows, and the sum is the first row, the second row, the third row and fourth row. Now let's go ahead and apply a different function which is meaningful, like apply and name of the data set. Let's say we want to apply it on column, and now we want to apply mean, which is average, taking the average of each column, and it has given us the mean, that means the average of each of the column to get the statistics. So if you can see here, after decimals there are like a lot of the data points after the decimal, and if you want to limit it, we can actually specify the round function even within this apply function to simply get the desired number of character after decimal points. So let's say we have taken an output in the dataset X for the above command, like this, and we have the output, and we want to round it. So one way to round it is to simply specify round, and X is nothing but the object that you have taken, and the number of digit is let's say by 2. So this is like one easy way of doing it. If you don't want to do it and want to specify directly within the apply function, then also within the one single command you can do it. So what that means is basically simply put apply first here in this case and surround it by round and just enter 2. So you will get a similar result. You don't have to get the output in second object and then specify it, but in this way it will just simplify for explanation, or if you want to explain your code to a different user. This is like going a little bit advanced, and specifying everything in one function may sometimes confuse it. So after that, let's go ahead and use a couple of other statistical function, like for example range. We want to get the range of each column, that means the starting point and ending point, just to get an idea how far our observations are distributed or put in place in the practical scenario. So in that case we'll put apply bird, and we want to put it on columns, and we want to specify the range. and it is saying within garden column you have the range starting from 4 to 50 and row 0 to 16. In this way you can see how much spreaded your each column is, and if there are any outliers you can very easily identify and make sure that do you really want to include it or exclude it. Apart from that, there are many other functions like standard deviation and standard deviation or variance or other things which you may want to apply on each row or column. So apart from this, you can also specify any of the custom function that you have made. The only thing you need to do is whenever you are specifying this range, you can specify that custom function within the apply function, and you will get the output as needed. So that's a little bit advanced. I'm not going ahead and showing you it here, but if you are aware how to create functions within R, then where you can very well go ahead and put that function right in the third parameter and get the output by either row or column based on your interest. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video, and I'll meet you in a new video with a new topic.